Hello, StarCraft fans. Matt here. You heard the screaming. This is the semifinals of the OSL. I'm here with Matt and Steve SC. Of course, unfortunately, Steve is not here at the moment, but I am joined by an acquaintance of mine, my friend Christopher.
How's it going?
Yeah, he is totally new to Pro StarCraft. This is going to be the first Pro StarCraft game he has ever seen. So he is not going to be helping commentate, thank God, because that probably would not be a good idea. But he is going to be here watching, so if you hear some extra yelling in the background, that's who it is. I say yelling because I am really excited about this here. We have Flash on the left, the Terminator Terran versus Calm. Both of these, of course, very, very top-level players. I believe Flash is ranked number 1 right now, and Calm is at number 4. Actually, that might be completely wrong, so I might have been looking at the wrong thing here on Team Liquid. But either way, very, very high-level players, both of these, for obvious reasons. You know, they both made it to the semifinals here. They both spent a very long path to get here and fought some very hard battles. Flash, in the round of 16, had to fight through Quanro, Type B, and Stork. Ironically, Flash actually lost to Stork, but was able to beat Quanro in Type B and move along, where then Flash 2-0 Jaedong, who is by far arguably the best Zerg player out there, although I kind of have a little place in my heart for Zero as well. Even though Jaedong might have been slumping a little bit, he's obviously a formidable foe. And Calm, meanwhile, had to fight through Fantasy and Shine and Effort, who are all very, very good players. So both of these players have come a long way here. We are now at Game 1. We're going to be playing here on El Nino, a 3-player map that tends to lend itself to a little bit shorter games here. I've been noticing, and I don't know if any of you guys have noticed this with me, but a lot of the newer maps in professional StarCraft have been very large maps. You got maps like Bloodspot and Match Point, Odd Eye. There's a couple other ones as well. New Tornado, but there's these really large 4-player maps that I have really been enjoying, and I think they have done it that way on purpose, just because, excuse me, they just kind of tend to lend towards larger games. There hasn't been a lot. I mean, Heartbreak Ridge is probably the smallest map, and obviously you can correct me if I'm wrong there. And I would say El Nino is probably one of the next smallest ones as far as the kind of more general pool of maps goes. So, by Flash, using one of his original names. That's awesome. Oh, that must be a siege tank, although it kind of looks like a... I don't know what that looked like. That's one thing you'll see a lot, Chris, is the creative signs in the audience. And you'll see the occasional white guy. There's occasionally white guys in the audience, which we like to point out.
Token white guy.
That's right, the token white guy. That's pretty awesome. There's going to be a lot of Flash fans in the audience. I have to say, if I would have to, what is that? That looks like the objection guy from, what's it called, Phoenix Wright. Objection! Anyways, okay, so we're going to have a 12-pool opening here right into, or I'm sorry, not a 12-pool, an overpool that we see here coming from Calm. So not going for a faster expansion, no 12 hatch, also getting the gas right away, so he's going to try to get a tech up. I would not be surprised if he tries to go for a fast lair here. I've actually been seeing quite a few recent Zerg games where Zerg techs up very quickly. And they tend to get, you know, lurkers out on the field more quickly and such like that. Now, again, this isn't necessarily non-standard. This is a very standard build, and of course still going for the expansion as you do when you're the Zerg player. One thing that Flash has that is awesome is just absolutely fantastic medic marine play. Now, it's interesting. I mean, Flash just smashes on Zerg. One fact I wanted to bring up is the fact that Flash has literally, now, and before I say this, just so nobody gets angry, I'm warning you, because we're talking about Flash, and Flash is still in the MSL, there might be spoiling of MSL games through stats and stuff like that, so just be aware of that. Of course, this game being played after the MSL, so if you haven't seen the MSL games, I'm sorry if I accidentally spoil something. Alright, so Flash has won 18 out of his last 20 games against Zerg. And to add on top of that, and this isn't necessarily recent, his highest kill streak, at least according to Team Liquid, was 19 kills in a row against Zerg. That's 19 wins in a row. So Flash is fantastic at Zerg. It is his best matchup. Flash is literally 70% against Zerg in over over 100 games that he's played. So Flash is a very, very formidable opponent. And one of the things that I find that he tends to do is he doesn't let the Zerg player do what he needs to do to harass. He tends to be very good at just completely stopping the mid-game Mutalisk harass. Which you might see here. I mean, Flash. Yep. All right. So there's a Spire going up for Calm. So Calm is going to go for some Mutalisk. But I mean, you will see Flash time his turrets perfectly. Turrets will always go up perfectly in time. You know, it's just something that he is very, very good at. So Flash right here, focusing on getting the Marines out first. Just now getting the refinery. So he is going to go ahead and go for the expansion. He's not going to go for anything quick, at least from what I've seen, just because he doesn't quite have a factory up or anything like that. There's not going to be any sort of quick push with a tank or two, which we've definitely seen Terran do. Obviously, at this point, there's no bunker rush or anything going down. In fact, there might be a bunker being created right now there for Flash, getting his SCVs transferring right now. So far, a standard game from both players. Nope, just a supply depot going up is kind of a good block. A lot of times, StarCraft players will use those buildings to kind of block, and you can see a wall being formed there by Flash. So Flash doing a good job being able to stave off any sort of run-by that is attempted by Calm. One thing my brother and I were talking about the other night when we were watching the MSL games, the recent MSL games, is why we don't see more Zergling run-bys. It might be a little bit more difficult with Terran, but we were kind of talking more about Protoss and why we don't see more Zergling runs-bys of those, 1 or 2 cannons in Protoss's front door. And I suppose probes are pretty powerful against Zerglings, so they tend to do more damage, and I guess Zergling run-bys tend to not be quite as successful, but I can definitely say that Zergling run-bys are a lot more difficult, of course. Oh, and there's the scan. Instant scan by Flash, scanning the secondary, seeing what's going on. And he probably saw those Mutalisks coming out right now. He is going to be, well, actually, okay, there's the eBay right there. So, again, he is just now building turrets. The turrets are going to be just maybe slightly late. But again, Flash is just so good with his timing on the turrets. Nope, the turrets are probably going to go up literally exactly when the Mutalisks get here. Let's just watch this here real quick. Oh, and actually, oh, nope, there's the turret and there's the other one. Yep, there you go. That was actually late for Flash, I'll be honest. Being 2 seconds late on the turret is actually a little bit different. Now, Flash, I'm not sure, he doesn't quite have Stim yet right now. That's what they're showing, is he is currently researching Stim. There is Stim. Stim is now up, and Flash is going to be able to, again, for the most part, take care of the Mutalisks. But Calm actually doing a pretty good job getting a few SCV kills here. So with just a small group of Mutalisks actually doing a little bit of damage here. But, wow. And actually kind of almost a little gap there left by Flash, able to take out several. Oh, and not quite losing. So losing, I think, 1 Mutalisk there. Calm, actually a very solid little harass. Doesn't look like, at least he might be building more Mutalisks at this point. I'm not sure if he's going to keep to the Mutalisks right now, or if he's maybe gonna try to focus on maybe getting some lurkers out. I'm not quite sure. They haven't really been showing Calm's base. Both players pretty even right now as far as food count goes. Okay, and we are going to see some more Mutalisks coming out.